All right, guys. Nice to see you all. My name is Cindy Bartz, and I'll be your instructor for today. And if you haven't been to any of our other get-togethers here, this once a month activity, they are being recorded. So I'm not really sure who to ask or where you see the recordings, but you can probably ask like your supervisor or somebody about that. Probably HR knows. So with that, we've got our agenda is pretty much the same every time, but we study and do different things. So we always start out with some mindful movements, and we'll do about 10 minutes or so of that. And then every month I teach you a new or different breath technique. And today we're going to do one that reduces stress. And then we'll do a short meditation lesson with practice. So let's get started. For this first part, you can either sit or stand. If you want to sit, you can certainly sit. I'm going to be sitting in a chair. And we're going to start today by loosening up the lower back. This is one area that gets a little bit stiff. So let's bring our hands to the knees or the thighs, and then we're going to do some nice big circles here. Let's move in one direction, nice and slow. Try to get a nice full range of motion here. There should be no pain when you do any of these movements. So if you're feeling any pain, you want to back off whatever movement it is. Feel a nice, maybe release, a little bit of a stretch in that lower back. You might feel a little bit in the hips and thighs. And then sit up nice and tall. We're going to go the opposite direction. Might feel a little bit different this way. Be aware of the different sensations as you move nice and slowly, some nice gentle movements. All right, and then we'll sit up nice and tall here. So there's three areas in our body that carry most of the stress and become tight. And one is the upper spine into the shoulder area. The other one is the lower back. And the last area, believe it or not, is your ankles. So we're going to do a few exercises just to loosen up the body a little bit here. So we're going to move up the body and then work the shoulders a little bit. And what we're going to do, bring your hands to the shoulders here and then bring the elbows forward and then up towards the ceiling and then circle them around. So we're making a big circle here. Try to get a nice full range of motion. Point those elbows up towards the ceiling. We also have a tendency to round the shoulders forward. So by bringing the shoulders back and around, what we're doing is we're also opening up that front body into the chest area. Sometimes the muscles in the chest area get a little bit shorter, bringing the shoulders forward. So when you're sitting, you should actually, the ears should be right over the shoulder. I see a lot of times this sort of thing or this sort of thing because people are sitting all day. So we want to bring those shoulders back so that they're in alignment with your ears. Again, one of the reasons why that is we sit like this and then the muscles in here in our chest, they begin to shorten and it starts pulling the shoulders in. So as you sit during the day, see if you can become more mindful of bringing the shoulders back so that we're not, rounding grounding in that upper back. So we're going to do one more exercise for the shoulders. This one will bring the left hand to the left thigh, or if you're sitting, sometimes you can sit on the floor, you can bring your hand to the floor here, or if you're standing up, you'll just stand and bring the one hand to your side. So what we'll do is we're going to bring the right arm up overhead. We're going to start to bend, but when you bend, try not to bring the shoulder forward. So you want to keep the back nice and flat, as if you were standing or sitting right next to a wall, and you're stacking the shoulders. And we're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. Think of breathing in and out through the nose. The jaw is relaxed, our body is relaxed. As you inhale, come up, and then as you exhale, bring that hand down. If you're sitting on the floor, you can bring the hand to your side. If you're on a chair, you can bring your hand here to your lap. And then let's bring that left arm up. Take a nice deep breath in, extend up through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend. You're bending to the right. So you're opening up that left side. Again, try not to come forward, but keep the shoulders stacked. Nice flat back. And then come up and bring that hand back down. Now we're going to do that one more time on each side, but this time we're going to add another movement to it. So let's start out with the right hand coming up. We're going to bend first. Feel that nice stretch. And now start to open up. Think of bringing the chest or your heart center up towards the ceiling. Let's hold this for a couple of breaths. Again, breathe in and out through the nose. Feel the lungs expand and contract. Feel the different sensations in your body. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly release that hand down. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So as you inhale, lift the arm up. We always bend first. So bend, keep those shoulders stacked. And then start to open up here, just a little gentle twist, looking up towards the ceiling. And let's take a few breaths in and out here. Again, feel the different sensations in your body as you hold this. Bring your attention inward. And then we'll gently release that. We're going to do one more little stretching exercise, and we'll do one for the feet. You can bring both feet out. And then we're going to point and flex the feet. And when you do this, feel the different sensations in the legs. So as you press the heels forward and point the toes up, you're going to feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. When you point the toes, you're going to feel a nice sensation or stretch in the top of the feet, the toes. Also notice that probably your quadriceps have a little bit of sensation as well. And then the next time you press the heels out, let's hold that. So we're just holding this nice stretch. And now you're probably feeling a nice sensation in the quadriceps, that front of the thigh. Feel the muscles working. You probably feel the muscle actually wrapping around the bone. And just be aware. It's part of our mindfulness. And then we're going to bring the toes in so they're pointing next to each other. And then bring the toes around and then back up. So we'll do some nice ankle circles. When we do this, try to isolate the ankles. So the legs Do not move. The only thing that's moving is the ankles. So this isn't what we want to be doing. We want to just be moving the ankles here. And then the next time the toes come in towards each other, we're going to bring the toes out and then around. Let's go the other way. And again, it's not fast. In fact, all of these movements, if you do them slower, you get a better and a bigger range of motion. It's also very, very much more mindful. And then one more time, press the heels out, point the toes up, and hold. All right, and then relax that. Maybe tap that out a little bit. Okay, we're going to do a breath technique. And again, this breath technique is to reduce the stress. And it's really easy to do. There's some counting involved. You're going to breathe in and out through the nose. Keep your face, including the jaw and your mouth, nice and relaxed. I like putting the tip of my tongue on the upper palate. That just reminds me to breathe in and out through the nose. It's kind of hard to breathe out of your mouth when your tip of your tongue is on your upper palate. So there's some counting involved. This breath is called 5, 3, 7, 3. And the reason why it's called that is because each of those numbers is a counting that we use for breathing in, holding the breath, breathing out. So the 5, and besides talking a little bit right now, I'll walk you through it when we do the breath. So the 5, we're going to breathe in for a count of 5. 3, we're going to hold for 3 at the top of the inhalation. And then 7, we exhale slowly. Keep the mouth closed. We're breathing out through the nose for a count of 7. And then when we get down to the bottom of the exhalation, again, we hold for 3 counts. So we're going to do several rounds, and I'll walk you through it. So you want to sit up nice and tall. If you're slouching, you won't get as much oxygen in the lungs. So we want to sit up nice and tall here. And then first exhale just to get all the air out of the lungs. And then close down the mouth. We breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold. Let's do that again. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold for 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 3, 2, 1. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Breathe in nice and slow for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 3, 2, 1. One more time. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. I want you to close your eyes, relax your body. go back to your natural breath. So don't try to control the breath right now. Keep the mouth closed, tip of the tongue on the upper palate. And allow your body to move back into its natural rhythm of its breath. And then you can open up your eyes. So I noticed in the chat box that we have a message here that the recordings, you can send a request to wellbeing@techdata.com. So thank you for that. All right, we're going to do our short meditation lesson, and then we're going to do a short meditation practice on mindfulness. And I'm working with you through a book called Breathe, You Are Alive, and it's about a very specific type of meditation that's used in conjunction with the breath. Don't worry if you have not seen or been involved in any of the other lessons, because the really cool part about learning these different lessons of how to meditate is that you can start from anywhere. You could start, there's actually a total of 16 lessons, and each of these lessons, like literally, you could just spend a lifetime working on one lesson, and it could be any of the 16. So it's not lateral, right? You don't have to start at 1 and then go to 2 and then 3 and master each of those. You can start from anywhere. So today, and I'm going to read a little bit about the lesson and the exercise we're going to do, and then we'll practice. So the lesson, and when we do our meditation, we're going to keep the mind occupied by saying something to ourselves. And the thing that we're going to say to ourselves today in our meditation is, every time you breathe in, you're going to say, breathing in, I feel joy. And every time you breathe out, you're going to say, breathing out, I feel joy. So pretty easy. And you'll just keep doing that. So it gives the mind something to do, and you'll stay focused and concentrated on one thing, that thought. So again, it'll be breathing in, I feel joy, breathing out, I feel joy. So let me read a little bit about what the author says about this exercise. Those who practice meditation should know how to nourish themselves with the joy and happiness of meditative concentration in order to reach real maturity and help the world. Life in this world is both painful and miraculous. Our body, even though it is impermanent, without an independent self and subject to suffering, it is also infinitely wondrous. The joy of being to meditate is like leaving the busy city and going off to the countryside to sit under a tree. We feel ourselves filled with joy and peace. What a relief. At the end of each day, you can sit on a cushion or sit in a chair and begin to practice conscious breathing. If you do this, you will feel great joy. This is the initial sensation of the joy and peace of meditation. This breathing exercise helps us touch this sensation. If you can set aside the stresses and difficulties of your day and enter your meditation filled with joy, it is easy to arrive at the state of peace and happiness. Joy is a positive, psychological and physiological, I can't say the word right now, but you know what I mean, a physical state. Joy helps your body circulate throughout your body. Joy helps our blood circulate throughout our body, which makes us feel more alive. When we feel joyful, concentration is easy. When we do not feel joyful, it can be difficult to concentrate. When we concentrate, we see more clearly and have a deeper understanding of things. So in this exercise, and we're going to begin in just a bit here, you're going to close down your eyes. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on a cushion, whatever's going to be comfortable for you. The first time that we got together, I talked a lot about how you can sit, what's important and what isn't. Don't worry if you have to move or do something like that in order to feel comfortable in the meditation. That's perfectly fine. So we'll close down our eyes and I'll walk you through it. Each time you breathe in, you're going to say, breathing in, I feel joy. And every time you breathe out, you're going to say, breathing out, I feel joy. So let's sit. You want to sit comfortably, but you don't want to be slouching. Try to stay nice and upright here without being, rigid. You don't want to be rigid as well. Close down your eyes. Let's take another nice deep full breath in. And then exhale, this time with a sigh. Let go of anything that you really don't need right now, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally. Again, let's breathe in and out through the nose. Sit quietly. And each time you breathe in, you're going to say to yourself, breathing in, I feel joy. And each time you breathe out, breathing out, I feel joy. Breathing in, I feel joy. Breathing out, I feel joy. Begin to not control the breath. Simply allow your breath to breathe naturally. Bring all your attention to the breath. And each time you're aware of the lungs expanding, say to yourself, breathing in, I feel joy. And each time you feel your body exhaling, lungs contracting, saying to yourself, breathing out, I feel joy. Maybe instead of just saying the words, actually feel, physically feel, emotionally feel joy. Joy in your heart. Breathing in, I feel joy. Breathing out, I feel joy. Maybe the corners of your mouth are turned up just a bit with a slight smile on your face. Maybe visualize yourself in the countryside, away from the stress of your day, no cares in the world, feeling joy in your heart. Breathing in, I feel joy. Breathing out, I feel joy. If the mind begins to wander, bring your attention back to the breath, saying the mantra, breathing in, I feel joy. Breathing out, I feel joy. Breathing in, I feel joy. Breathing out, I feel joy. Continue to bring your attention to the breath, noticing the breath come in as you say, breathing in, I feel joy, and noticing the breath moving out, saying, breathing out, I feel joy. On your next breath in, expand the breath just a little bit. Just deepen that breath, elongate the breath in, feeling joy in your heart. And as you exhale, exhale just a little slower, expanding that exhalation, taking a little bit longer to exhale as you feel joy in your heart. Noticing the sensations of the breath coming in and out. And then you can gently open up your eyes. All right. So I always leave you with a little bit of a challenge. So if you're up for it, the challenge is to use that practice, use that exercise, and just practice, just even if you can do 5 minutes a day. Maybe start your day that way. You could end your day that way. Or the other thing is maybe at your lunch hour, you take 5 minutes and sit in a quiet space and say, breathing in, I feel joy, and breathing out, I feel joy. And that's your lesson for today. So thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions, I will stick around a few minutes. So if you've got any questions, you can, write them in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. And again, the book that we're using is Breathe, You Are Alive. It's actually a sutra that was an ancient text that was first verbally taught by the Buddha on how to meditate. And then it was eventually written down. And these techniques in this book are about 3,000 years old. And I tell people, if you only get one book on meditation, this is the book to get. It's very small, but you can spend a lifetime on these 16 exercises. All right. You are welcome, Donna. Welcome, Fiona. And remember too, if you have access or you get access to the videos, you can watch the other videos, I'm sure, as many times as you want. So you don't have to wait. You can watch them every day if you wanted to. So again, thanks everyone. If you've got any questions, just let me know in the chat box. I'll stick around for a few more minutes. All right. I will see you next time in June.